Business Report.
Good evening. Tonight, the Public Utilities Commission of Sri Lanka reduced energy rates, which helped the state-run National Water Supply and Drainage Board report increased earnings in the first half of 2025. Hainan Province, China and Sri Lanka held discussions to improve commercial relations with an emphasis on exports investment prospect. With the all-share index down 0.09% and the S&P 20 down 0.23% on moderate trade of 3.8 billion rupees, Sri Lanka stock market saw a decline today. And ahead of Nvidia's earnings announcement, investor anxiety over AI valuations caused Asian markets to falter today.
From Studio 24C, here's Prashansa Gunawardena.
Good evening and welcome to the Nightly Business Report on Other Derana News Channel. The state-run National Water Supply and Drainage Board posted high profits in the first half of 2025, benefiting from electricity tariff cuts by the Public Utilities Commission of Sri Lanka, which had previously triggered losses from the Ceylon Electricity Board.
The National Water Supply and Drainage Board posted higher profits in the first half of 2025 despite revenue declining slightly to 41.5 billion rupees from 42.5 billion. The reduction in electricity tariffs led to a 20% drop in pumping costs, bringing the cost of sales down to 15 billion rupees. This helped the board record a gross profit of 26.5 billion rupees, up from 24 billion rupees in the same period last year. Financing costs fell 41% to 3.6 billion rupees, boosting net profits by 28% to 17.7 billion rupees. Operating profit rose to 20.6 billion rupees compared to 19.1 billion rupees in the first half of 2024. NWSDB added 100,000 new water connections during this period, expanding its service network. The Treasury injected 23.5 billion rupees in equity to support loan repayments and ongoing water projects across multiple regions.
The Cabinet of Ministers has approved an amendment allowing women over 18 to work night shifts in hotels and restaurants. This applies to food and beverage servers employed between 6 p.m. and 6 a.m. The move aims to support the operational needs of the hospitality sector. It also ensures formal protection for women working during night hours. The Labour Minister proposed submitting the amended order under Section 66 of the Act to Parliament for approval. Once passed, the order will be published in the Government Gazette. Officials said the amendment aligns with international labour standards on the gender equality and workplace safety. Industry leaders welcome the change, noting it will improve staffing flexibility in the hospitality sector. Sri Lanka and China's Hainan province held talks to strengthen trade ties, focusing on exports, investment opportunities, and participation of Sri Lankan representatives in the China International Consumer Product Expo 2026.
Sri Lanka's Minister of Industry and Entrepreneurship Development Sunil Handunnethi met with Yon Shijun, Vice Chairman of the Standing Committee of Hainan Province, to discuss trade cooperation. The meeting was held at Colombo's Shangri-La Hotel. Discussions focused on enhancing agricultural exports and imports between Sri Lanka and Hainan. Tariff concessions for Sri Lankan seafood, apparel, spices and other products were explored. Investment opportunities for Hainan-based investors in Sri Lanka were also highlighted. Both sides emphasized the potential for deeper economic collaboration and long-term trade partnerships. Minister Handunnethi expressed appreciation for the invitation to China International Consumer Product Expo 2026. The participation of Sri Lankan representatives in the upcoming trade exhibition was also confirmed. Officials said the expo will provide a platform to showcase Sri Lankan products to Chinese markets.
Let's take a short break now. This is the Nightly Business Report. Welcome back to the Nightly Business Report. Sri Lanka stock market dipped today with the all-share index down 0.09% and the S&P 20 falling 0.23% on moderate trading of 3.8 billion rupees. Most sectors saw slight losses, reflecting cautious investor sentiment. For further insights on this, we have Dilhari Dias from First Capital Holdings.
Thank you, Prashansa. The Colombo Stock Exchange seemed to continue the profit booking sentiment today as well, where the all share price index ended the day in negative territory. The index closed at 23,030, down by 22 points. However, it showed some volatility throughout the day, where the index was once pushed below 22,950 mark during early hours and showed signs of partial recovery. Moreover, S&P SL20 index declined by 15 points to 6,361. Both retail and high net worth investors moderately engaged in trading today, while it was observed profit booking in specific banking sector counters. Commercial Bank of Ceylon PLC, Dialog Asiata PLC, Colombo Dockyard PLC, DFCC Bank PLC and National Development Bank PLC emerged as the top negative contributors to the index. Also, daily turnover stood at 3.8 billion rupees, reflecting a 42% decline compared to the monthly average of 6.6 billion rupees. On a sectoral basis, material sector dominated activity, accounting for 26% of total turnover, followed by the capital goods and banking sectors, which collectively contributed 28%. Meanwhile, JF Packaging Limited commenced trading on the Colombo Stock Exchange today under the code JFP.N. The higher gains on material sector could have been largely driven by JF Packaging Limited. The top three price gainers for the day were SMB Finance PLC non-voting, JF Packaging Limited and York Arcade Holdings PLC, whereas the top three price losers were Kotmale Holdings PLC, Standard Capital PLC and Mercantile Investments and Finance PLC. Thank you.
The Central Bank of Sri Lanka conducted a treasury bill auction today, offering 86,000 million rupees across 91, 182 and 364-day maturities, with total bids of 167,576 million rupees and 60,123 million rupees accepted at weighted average yields ranging from 7.52% to 8.04%. For further insights on this, we have Salama Sanoon from First Capital Holdings.
Thank you, Prashansa. The Central Bank of Sri Lanka concluded its weekly treasury bill auction today, raising a total of 63.1 billion rupees below the total offered amount of 86 billion rupees. Total bids received amounted to 167.5 billion rupees, while weighted average yield stayed largely steady. For the 3-month treasury bill, 16 billion rupees were on offer, with bids totaling 18 billion rupees. The central bank accepted only 4 billion rupees, while the weighted average yield remained unchanged at 7.52%. The 6-month maturity once again attracted the highest level of market interest, drawing 115.3 billion rupees in bids against an offer of 45 billion rupees, which was fully raised by the central bank. The weighted average yield for the 6-month tenor stood unchanged at 7.91%. In the 12-month segment, 25 billion rupees were offered and bids totaled 34.2 billion rupees. The central bank accepted 14.1 billion rupees, with the weighted average yield dipping by 1 basis point to 8.03% from 8.04%. All in all, the central bank remained cautious in its acceptance of bids received and opted to maintain steady weighted average yields. Thank you.
Gold steadies on safe haven demand as markets brace for Fed minutes. Spot gold rose 0.5% to $4,089.59 per ounce, while US gold futures added 0.6% to $4,090.30. Investors are awaiting minutes from the Fed's latest meeting and a delayed non-farm payroll report that is expected to show 50,000 new jobs. Despite a firm US dollar, risk aversion is keeping gold bids strong. The odds of another rate cut at the Fed's December meeting are priced at around 49%. Silver, platinum and palladium also gained rising by 1.3%, 0.5% and 0.8% respectively. Oil prices fell today as a report showing higher US crude inventories fueled concerns of oversupply. Brent crude futures eased 0.2% to $64.78 a barrel, while US West Texas Intermediate fell 0.2% to $60.65 a barrel. The previous session had seen Brent rise 1.1% and WTI gain 1.4%. According to American Petroleum Institute figures, US crude stocks increased by 4.45 million barrels last week, while gasoline inventories rose 1.55 million barrels and distillates climbed 577,000 barrels. Analysts described the report as relatively bearish, but noted that market participants remain more focused on potential supply risks. Sanctions on Russian oil flows helped limit the overall decline in prices despite oversupply concern. The Sri Lankan rupee weakened slightly against the US dollar at commercial banks today compared to yesterday. At commercial bank, the buying rate of the US dollar remained steady at 302 rupees and 01 cents, while the selling rate rose from 310 rupees and 50 cents to 311 rupees and 50 cents. Let's take a closer look on how the Sri Lankan rupee is performing against other major global currencies. A short break now. This is the Nightly Business Report. Welcome back to the Nightly Business Report. John Keel's Properties has been appointed the official real estate partner for Facets Sri Lanka 2026, aligning the brand with country's premier gem and jewellery exhibition in collaboration themed around timeless legacies.
John Keel's Properties says its new partnership with Facets Sri Lanka is a natural connection, reflecting shared values of permanence and long-term worth. Head of Sales and Marketing Nadeem Shum said both gems and real estate carry legacies passed down through generations. He emphasized that integrity, credibility and excellence underpin both industries. Facets Chairman Ajwad Kasim noted the partnership strengthens Sri Lanka's global gem and jewellery narrative. The collaboration is anchored by the choice of venue, the forum at Cinnamon Life, a flagship John Keel's Properties development. Organisers say visitors will experience an integrated showcase of refined living and fine jewellery at the 2026 event. The 32nd edition of Facets Sri Lanka will run from January 3rd to the 5th, 2026 at Cinnamon Life.
Dialog Asiata PLC has renewed its strategic partnership with the Japan International Cooperation Agency to advance sustainable development and social transformation across Sri Lanka. The collaboration will strengthen ongoing and future initiatives in key areas such as digital inclusion, financial accessibility, gender equality, disaster risk reduction, education and agriculture. Both organizations aim to deliver scalable community-focused solutions that support vulnerable groups facing economic hardships. Since 2023, JICA has also supported Dialog's diversity, equity and inclusion initiatives, contributing to programs that promote equality and community empowerment. The renewed partnership will further prioritize renewable energy, women empowerment in rural areas, poverty alleviation and efforts to prevent gender-based violence. Oxford College of Business has been recognized among Sri Lanka's 10 best integrated reports for 2024 and 2025 and won Best Integrated Report Higher Education Sector at the CMA Excellence in Integrated Reporting Awards 2025.
The awards presented for the 11th consecutive year recognize organizations demonstrating transparency, credibility and strategic alignment in both financial and non-financial reporting. Oxford College was praised for its clear ESG progress, detailed value creation model and commitment to integrated thinking. The institution stood out as the only private limited company among top corporates like John Keells Holdings and Commercial Bank plc. This achievement highlights the college's ability to deliver corporate-grade governance and reporting excellence within higher education. The recognition underscores Oxford College's role in setting new benchmarks for accountability and sustainable transformation in the academic sector.
Nations Trust Bank plc has renewed its partnership with Colombo's Fashion Week's luxury edit, Cachao and Trousseau 2025, as the official fashion card for the 9th consecutive year. The collaboration highlights the bank's commitment to providing exceptional lifestyle experiences for its card members. Selected Nations Trust Bank American Express card members will receive complimentary access to the event on the 22nd and the 23rd of November 2025. The showcase will feature destination wedding apparel, occasion wear, and bridal fashion from leading South Asian designers. Both Nations Trust Bank and Colombo Fashion Week emphasize their shared goal for promoting local craftsmanship and connecting Sri Lankan creativity with regional and international talent. Since its inception in 2003, Colombo Fashion Week has grown into one of South Asia's premier fashion events. Rush Lanka Group has achieved the prestigious SIDA LB1 grade, Sri Lanka's highest property developer certification, marking a rapid rise from last year's LB4 grade and highlighting the company's commitment to excellence.
The certification elevates the company's credibility with buyers, investors, and financial institutions, providing a competitive edge in the real estate market. LB1 status allows Rush Lanka to take on larger, more complex projects, including mixed-use and high-value developments. The grading also streamlines regulatory approvals and permits, ensuring compliance with national construction standards. Managing Director Sabir Iqbal emphasized the company's commitment to transparency, quality, and timely project delivery as key factors in building client trust. With over 30 years of experience, Rush Lanka's expertise and reliability have earned recognition both locally and internationally.
Greentape Sri Lanka's integrated digital procurement ecosystem has executed its 10,000th tender, marking a major milestone for the platform. The latest tender for electronics and computer hardware was issued by Alliance Finance Company plc and awarded the Leozis Corporation, which joined Greentape in late 2024. This achievement underscores the growing adoption of transparent, accountable and sustainable business practices in the procurement sector. Since its launch, Greentape has facilitated over 30 billion rupees in procurement transactions. The platform has connected more than 50 buyers, including 20 Tier 1 corporates with over 4,500 suppliers across multiple industries. Greentape's success highlights its role in transforming Sri Lanka's procurement landscape and positioning itself as a globally relevant SaaS solution. Let's take a short commercial break. Global business updates coming on the other side. This is the Nightly Business Report. Welcome back to the Nightly Business Report. Asian markets struggled today as investor nerves over AI valuations weighed ahead of Nvidia's earnings report. The tech-heavy Nasdaq fell 1.2% overnight, marking a second consecutive day of losses and sliding more than 6% below its late October peak. S&P 500 and Nasdaq 100 futures were down 0.2% in Asia, while European futures were 0.1% and FTSE future rose 0.1%. Japan's Nikkei, the worst performing major market in November, gave up small gains to trade flat, while mainland China indexes remained steady and Hong Kong shares dropped 0.5%. Nvidia, whose GPUs are central to AI technology, is expected to report a 56% revenue increase to $54.92 billion for its August to October fiscal quarter. China's Xiaomi reported a 80.9% jump in third quarter profit as the world's third largest smartphone maker doubled down on its shift into electric vehicles.
Xiaomi reported a near 81% jump in third quarter profit Tuesday. It comes with the Chinese tech giant moving further towards electric vehicles. Xiaomi is also the world's third largest smartphone maker. It said the quarterly growth was driven by EVs, artificial intelligence and other new projects. Its EV business made close to $4 billion in revenue, well up from both previous quarters. Xiaomi also saw net profit hit $1.59 billion, which was ahead of analyst forecasts. Revenue for the quarter rose more than 22% to $15.9 billion, although this was behind market expectations. Xiaomi's Hong Kong-listed shares closed down just over 2.8%. The stock has risen 18% so far this year.
Thank you for watching the Nightly Business Report on Other Derana News channel. We value your opinion. Share your thoughts and feedback with us through email at feedback.adncenglish@derana.lk over WhatsApp at 076805793. We will see you again tomorrow with the latest updates in the business globe. Vinuth Varnasuriya will join you next with Other Derana Sports Central. Until then, I'm Prashansa Gunawardana. Thank you for watching and have a good night.